In the ancient Greek world, two city-states held a special place, Athens and Sparta. They shared the same culture, spoke the same language, and believed in the same gods. Both were powerful, and both influenced history. However, the paths they chose were different, and over time this difference turned into economic consequences. Sparta was famous for its military discipline, harsh training system, and combat ability. Athens, on the other hand, stood out for its trade, monetary system, naval power, and cultural development. Sparta was built on fear and order, Athens on movement and exchange. It was precisely this difference that determined their levels of wealth. The question arises, how did it happen that not Sparta, so strong militarily, but Athens became the wealthier and more economically developed city? Sparta was located on the Peloponnesian Peninsula, largely landlocked and suitable for agriculture. Their economy was based on land. Dependent peasants called helots worked the fields, while Spartan citizens focused on military training. This model created internal stability and allowed Sparta to form a powerful army. However, opportunities for economic expansion were limited. Athens, by contrast, was located in the region of Attica and had access to the Aegean Sea. Its port of Piraeus gradually became one of the main trade centers of the Mediterranean. Access to the sea meant that Athens was not limited to its own land. It engaged in economic relations with other city-states, colonies, and distant regions. The Mediterranean at that time was the main economic space where goods and wealth moved. Athens was part of this network. Sparta, meanwhile, relied mainly on internal production and agriculture. One of the main sources of Athens' wealth was the silver mines of Laurion. These mines provided the city with steady and continuous income. The extracted silver was used to mint coins, which were widely used in Mediterranean trade. The Athenian drachma gradually became a reliable currency. Monetary stability is a key condition for economic development. A trustworthy currency leads to market expansion and increases in credit and investment. Sparta, however, consciously tried to limit the influence of money. They used iron coins and did not encourage the accumulation of wealth. While this helped preserve social equality, it weakened capital accumulation and hindered the expansion of trade. Athens built economic power through money, while Sparta attempted to reduce money's influence on society. After the Persian Wars, Athens built a powerful navy. This navy did not represent only military strength. It protected trade routes, ensured control over the sea, and created economic security. Athens formed the Delian League, which over time turned into an economic mechanism. Allied cities paid contributions to the treasury, and these revenues strengthened Athens' financial power. Athens effectively built a sea-based economic empire. Sparta, on the other hand, prioritized its land army. A land army could establish control over territory, but it was not suitable for creating a broad trade network. As a result, Athens gained wealth from moving trade, while Sparta remained within a stable land-based economy. Athens was also more open economically. Foreign residents called metics could live in the city and engage in economic activities. This led to market expansion and greater economic diversity. Sparta chose a more closed model. Foreign influences were restricted, and economic relations were tightly controlled. While this approach created security, it weakened economic dynamism. Open systems carry more risk, but at the same time, they create more opportunities. Athens accepted this risk and benefited from it. As Athens grew wealthier, it invested in architecture and culture. Monumental structures like the Parthenon were not only religious and aesthetic objects, they were displays of economic power. The city showed its wealth in stone and marble. Cultural development also increased the city's prestige. Athens became not only an economic center, but also an intellectual one. This further expanded its influence. Sparta, in contrast, prioritized simplicity and military discipline. They did not focus on monumental buildings or cultural investment. Athens was richer than Sparta because it regarded the economy as a central element of power. It opened itself to the sea, built trade networks, developed its monetary system, and turned alliances into economic mechanisms. Sparta was stable, orderly, and militarily strong. However, its model was not suited to creating broad wealth. History shows that power is not based solely on weapons. Power is also shaped by the economic system, monetary stability, and an open social model. Sparta was strong on the battlefield, Athens was strong in the economic arena, and often in history, it is the economic arena that leaves the more lasting impact.